It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning to share our technology at Refocus Group. I'd like to thank the organizers of OIS for inviting us to be here today. So many of you know me. I've been in ophthalmology for actually 30 years, but 25 years really focused in the presbyopia market. I launched the first multifocal lens here in the United States. I launched the first accommodating lens here in the United States. I helped to put together the team to take the first corneal inlay to get approval in the United States and launch that internationally. And so I've been in surgeons' practices, and I've heard the patient talk to the technician and say, you know what, or the technician talk to the doctor and say, the patient over in lane 3 is talking about glare and halos, or they're talking about loss of distance vision, or they're talking about haze in their cornea. Well, a lot of those factors contribute to the fear of patients, and that contributes to the lack of uptake of this technology. So I'm here today to introduce you to Refocus Group and talk about how we are going to address that fear. So Refocus is a refractive company, and our mission is to provide a highly differentiated, non-invasive surgical solution for the treatment of presbyopia. It's the first and only treatment option out there today that gives you the quality of vision, and it's implanted outside of the visual axis. So it doesn't impact the cornea, it doesn't impact the natural crystalline lens. Visibility Micro Insert System is really, it's an outside solution to an age-old problem that Ben Franklin introduced us to with the bifocals more than 200 years ago. So it's a bilateral solution, provides a full range of vision. It is not a multifocal, it's not an accommodating, it's not a monofocal, it's not a new optical system that we ask the patient to get used to. We use a fully automated sclerotome that is guided by our docking station, so it gives us a consistent, very reproducible results, and I'll share with you an animation of how that procedure takes place. So we're going to first introduce the docking station and then the sclerotome. The sclerotome provides us with an incision that's 4 millimeters back from the limbus, it's 4 millimeters long, and it's 400 microns deep. Then we're going to place the micro inserts into what we call our feeder tube. The feeder tube will then be introduced into the scleral tunnel, and as you see, as you pull through, the legs of the first part of the insert are caught on the edge of the tunnel and released. Then we'd introduce the second part, and you get an audible click to let you know that you have locked that into place. And we do that in all 4 of the quadrants. This is what one of our patient looks like 1 month post-operatively. You can see on the left image, the inserts are over on the left-hand side, and then just under normal gaze, so a patient 1 month out, you can see that you don't see the implants. They're covered by the lids, and the eye is nice and quiet, and this was just 30 days post-surgery. So with that, we launched a pivotal trial here in the United States in January of 2015. We had a great group of investigators that have a lot of experience conducting clinical trials, even in the presbyopia space, so we're very happy to have this select group of surgeons participate with us. We still have a firewall between our data and us as the sponsor, and so the only thing I can share with you today is the results of 20 patients out there, and this is looking at their distance-corrected near visual acuity at 2 of those sites. So 10 patients each, patient number 5 through 15 at each one of these sites. When you look at the DC-NVA, you can see 100% of our patients are J3 or better, and 90+% of our patients are J2, and 63% are actually J1. So that's great for distance-corrected near visual acuity, but how about walking around vision? Uncorrected near visual acuity. So when you look at, again, those 20 patients, 100% of our patients are J3 or better, 95% at J2, and 90% of our patients bilaterally walking around vision are J1. So we're very excited about the results. But you've got a lot of patients out there that are presbyopic, and they walk in the door and say, "Doc, you got to fix my near vision." But don't do anything to my distance vision, and we don't. Because we're outside of the visual axis, this is an illustration of our MRSE. So when you look at the manifest refraction from baseline to then 12 months later, you see there's 0 change to these patients' manifest refraction. So there is no impact whatsoever to their distance vision. but really comes down to patient satisfaction. How happy are these patients? Are they going to be a great word-of-mouth referral source for you? And you can see that in our original pre-developmental trial, we have patients that are out now past 36 months. 95% of those patients say that their vision without glasses is significantly better or better than their vision was prior to, and no one said their vision was worse. Clinical regulatory timeline. So as I mentioned, we started this trial in January of 2015. We completed our enrollment in a short 14 months. In March of this year, we actually completed our one-year follow-up for each of those patients. And we had in our protocol we submitted to the FDA, we said that we wanted to do a 2-year study and submit our results for approval after 1 year. So we are in the process of analyzing that data right now. We anticipate submitting that to the FDA sometime in the late July, August timeframe, and we're hoping for approval sometime in early 2018. So when you think about the benefits of our surgical procedure, as I said, it really does offer some significant advantages. It's the only binocular procedure done today that preserves stereopsis, provides a full range of vision out there for these patients, and it really provides superior safety profile. We had no SAEs and a very minimal number of AEs in our current trial. And as I said, it's outside of the visual axis, so it helps patients get comfortable that they're not going to have to deal with glare and halos and corneal haze and other issues that some of the current technology face today. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you. For our view, it's really all gain and no loss. We hope you see this procedure in a new light, because once we get FDA approval, I'm sure your patients will. Thank you very much.